Hello. So a drink awaits us as we've been promised, courtesy of Spencer Stewart, somewhere out the back there, so I will promise I will keep this brief. It's been a very full day. We posed the question, is bigger better? And we've heard answers from an amazing lineup of senior executives about the challenges of managing disruption, but also about the growth opportunities as giant technology companies battle the biggest broadcasters for talent, for the most valuable rights, and for audiences' attention. And what we've heard time and again is that scale brings significant benefits, but there's always scope for smaller players to disrupt in turn. We've heard from producers who are optimistic in their outlook, thanks to their growing global customer base, and with no sign yet that we're approaching peak TV. We've heard from commissioners about a new era of collaboration, but also about the need for strong flavors to stand out in a world of unlimited on-demand choice. We've heard from technologists who are equally positive about the possibilities opened up by voice search and artificial intelligence. We've heard from platform providers who reminded us of the critical importance of ultra-fast connectivity to bring the possibilities of a fully on-demand video future to British television households. We've enjoyed invaluable outside perspectives on how other sectors are promoting diversity and inclusion. And we've got a global perspective from Viacom's Chief Executive, Bob Bakish, on how to deliver virtual scale through partnership without the need for deploying capital. And during the day, we've heard from the most senior executives in British broadcasting. From the BBC's Director General, who warned that cracks are beginning to show at the BBC and requested more funding to help it continue countering the plague of disinformation that is threatening global democracy. From ITV's Chief Executive, Carolyn McCall, who talked about ITV's brand strengths and challenges and the need to be financially disciplined with any future acquisitions. And from Alex Mahan at Channel 4, who spoke about the need for Channel 4 to dial up its sharper flavors and make an impact, particularly amongst younger audiences, rather than worry too much about scale. And did we sense with all of that a greater willingness to collaborate if we can work out divergent funding models? Perhaps we heard it here first. And at the end of the day, we've heard from those who have the unenviable task of regulating and legislating the UK's fast-evolving media landscape, and finding answers to what has undoubtedly been one of the big themes of the day, the need for a regulatory level playing field between TV and online. Ofcom Sharon White questioned whether elements of the broadcasting regulation might be applied to internet content as the government contemplates legislation to improve online safety. And just now we've heard from the Secretary of State, who's called on the public service broadcasters to gain public trust by doing more to counteract widespread disinformation online. I hope you'll agree it's been a day of stimulating debate. It only remains for me now to say a few final thank yous. Staging the RTS conference involves an enormous behind-the-scenes effort, but all that effort counts for nothing without the senior industry panelists willing to share their expertise on the day. So I'd like to thank our speakers for their thought-provoking contributions, our excellent moderators for their expert stewardship of the debates, the producers of the session who've really shaped and directed the day, the members of the RTS Advisory Committee who have provided us with invaluable counsel and support throughout the year. And finally, thank you to Theresa Wise and everybody at the RTS for their partnership over what has been an invigorating year. So, handing over to Theresa now for some real final words.
Well, I can't tell you how proud I am that this is the forum where we've not only discussed some very pragmatic issues around television, but also that we've had a very elevated discussion beyond TV about what kind of society we want to be. We've also covered an awful lot about demand for great diverse talent, and I'm very delighted to say that the RTS is playing a role in that, funding and mentoring young students from low-income families from all over the country, and we hope providing a pool of future talent for the industry. So now I also have the lovely job of thanking my terrific co-chairs for this conference, David Lynn and James Currell. Thanks so much. And thanks also with you to Viacom, our principal sponsors. So we have a couple of other sponsors I'd also very much like to thank. So Accenture, sponsor of the conference app, NetGem for sponsoring the demo area and the popcorn, Helen Scott, our tireless executive producer, Matt Baker, project manager for Viacom, Lindsay Cran, Karen Graham and Richard Cole, our floor managers, Lipfriend Rod for our audio-visual, my wonderful RTS team who've worked so hard. I'm really proud of you. King's Place, who've hosted us. And finally, Spencer Stewart for sponsoring this evening's drinks. The reception in the Battle Bridge room is on the ground floor, and the bar is now open.